Welcome inside the Meridian Credit Union Arena in Niagara-on-the-Lake. A beautiful Sunday. And now time for the B Championship. This one between the Hamilton Bengals and the Kingston Cannons. Both these teams with dominant wins in their semifinals this morning. We are in for a treat. My name is Daniela.
There we go. Okay, we're rolling. So we are ready to go, as you mentioned, for the B final. We have a 3-person officiating crew for these championship games. We have the Kingston Cannons and Hamilton Bengals, both of whom are disappointed in not being in the A series. They both had a chance to fight their way through, didn't quite get there. And Daniela, why don't you just take this away?
Well, we are in for a big one between the Hamilton Bengals and Kingston Cannons. We'll get you up to speed with the starting goalkeepers as well. But right away, the Bengals pounce on just like that. The Cannons fire back with possession, coming in fast and quick. Oh, off the shoulder there of Jessica Quinn in net. She's wearing number 29 for the Bengals.
Jessica Quinn, who was at the trials for Canada for the World Championship team and made that squad as one of their 3 goaltenders.
Incredible. We're going to see so much of that elite talent. We've seen it already here today. These 2 teams fired up, getting a chance to take home the B Championship. Coming in fast off the bench, Hamilton, just 5 seconds left to get a shot on goal. Pushed off the crease there. Fantastic defense by the Kingston Cannons. Raven.
To Bobbendung.
And now another shot on goal in net there for Kingston is Kendall to Bobbendung.
You're going to hear a lot of Raven and Kendall to Bobbendung today. And it's going to be interesting to see. The defense has been the order of the day. Here's a chance on O, though.
Very quickly coming in, trying to find that lane and some good traffic in front. But the motion not enough to distract Quinn in net. And just like that, Bengals on the move. Flying in is Nicole Detralia. Now just settling in. They've got 15 seconds. Coming in for the shot. No, goes for the pass instead. That one looking to bounce in. Bounces wide instead. Good effort there. Oh, that one off the body. That was Jen Budrick with the shot for Hamilton.
Defense has been the order of the day. We had a pair of shutouts in our first 2 semifinals, but both of these teams, big scores, 10 for Kingston in their semi and 6 for Hamilton. So we're expecting to see some goals go in.
That's exactly it, Stephen. Just really powerhouse offense denied by these goalkeepers. There's another one. Quick off the body there of Quinn. Forces into the far corner. Great pressure by the Bengals, but the Cannons still on it. Kingston lets her rip. It bounces back. What an effort there by Cheyenne Brandt.
We see number 2 for Kingston, Hunter Gibbons, getting back. She was creating chances. She is one to keep an eye on. Her and Claire Johnston, whose father is coaching the team, and she is dynamic. I think she was very close to making Canada as well.
Well, both these 2 teams coming off dominant wins earlier today. Kingston with a 10-1 win over London. Hamilton coming off a 6-2 victory over Mississauga. So now who will come away with the final win? What a shot. Oh, turned aside by Quinn.
And Hamilton looking up the floor immediately. Both teams trying to push the pace.
Coming in hot and just bowled over. No room for you in the crease.
That's going to be a loose ball push, obviously, on the check from behind.
So that will set up Emery Borg. She feeds it out, looking for Vanjie Rose. Back out, setting up. Oh, quick work there by the Cannons. There is a fresh 30 for Kingston. Carrying it out, looking for the long feed. Doesn't quite connect there. Down low for Meg Ridley. Hamilton quick with it now.
There's yet to be really a slow, I mean, that's one of the slower transitions in direction here. Both teams trying to push the pace early on.
Jenica Webster just trying to shake off the pressure. Cutting through. 7-second shot off the body there. Great
Got a
work.
penalty coming. First one of the game. I love that shovel pass, but we have the first penalty of the game, and it's going to Kingston.
We're getting some conversation with the bench, and the Kingston bench includes Paul Johnson, Jeff Wills as coaches, and assistant coach Julia Spritzig.
Oh, and they're going to send them both.
Okay.
I believe it's...
So we'll each take a seat there.
Veronica Laird going for the Cannons. I didn't catch who it was for the Bengals, but
still a scoreless first period. We have seen a little slower starts except for the Arthur Aces in their semifinal. They got going right off the hop, but coming in, 1-2 punch off the arm. That's the back of the net. So Hamilton still good here. We've now crossed the 5-minute mark of this game. Hamilton trying to set the pace here, but jumping right on it. No wasted time, Ashante Spaulding. There's the whistle. It'll be Bengals ball.
we did emphasize the scoring of 10 goals and 6 goals for these teams in their semifinals, but they also only gave up 3 goals between them. So far, the defense coming to the fore, we haven't seen a lot of really quality scoring chances.
And those victories earlier today were the expected outcome. So it certainly, there were no upsets in this B championship you're watching right now. Coming to you live from Niagara on the Lake. Bengals looking for a room. 3 seconds left to get the shot off. Oh, scooped up quick in transition. On the move, the Cannons are firing. Drawing in close. Oh, and that great attempt there, Sarah. Utting had some space. She had the support with her. Still Cannons ball right in front. Oh, what a save. Once again by Quinn.
Great opportunity for Claire Johnston on top of the crease. She is so dangerous. She's playing a fair bit of offense, but they actually moved her out the back door to play a transition role because she's so dynamic and makes such a difference on the run as well.
Now Kingston. Oh, faking. There's the shot. It's hard, but it's a good look there by Claire Johnston. Back out. Looking for some space. And an open sight line. Cutting in front. That one wide. So we'll reset. Just as quickly. Another chance here for Kingston. They want to strike first. Shooting hard.
Now, Kingston's player is out of the penalty box, but Hamilton's is still in, so there must be a double minor to the Bengals.
Okay, so now we do have a Kingston power play, 5-on-4. Big opportunity here. Teams have not been clicking on the power play in this barn, at least what we've seen. On the A side, we'll see how the B teams do. A lot on the line. They have time here, 12 seconds though. Patient with it, Hunter Gibbons. And now a chance fired off there by Claire Johnston.
And they're going to run out of time on the 30.
Yeah, they can't get the reset there. Still, Cannons power play, so shorthanded now for the Bengals. Oh, coming in fast, carrying it one-handed. Got to shake off that stress there. Victoria Verhaeg. Now, quick snap, release, bounces back. Almost scooped up instantly. Forced to work for it, the Cannons. And what?
Yeah, Sarah Utting gets knocked down, and she's going to get possession. Sarah Utting, who played for Israel at the Laxnai last year, the first women's Laxnai tournament, and has been just a centerpiece of whatever program she is in, whether it's Queen's University, here with the Cannons, coming back home to play.
Her presence being felt right now on the floor. It is the Cannons with 10 seconds left here, still on the the power play. Fire that one. I mean, there are some quick releases here now. Just trying to stave off that secondary chance. Kingston scoops it up again.
We're getting back to even strength.
Although releasing a different player there out onto the floor. So fresh legs trying to sneak in behind. It is working. The Bengals will get there first. That's Kiara Carinci.
Yeah, so Kiara Carinci racing down after that ball, and I talked to her before the game actually to check on the pronunciation, which is a tricky one, and she was so excited. These players were just hopping around in the warm-up.
Kingston once again able to take control. Approaching 5.5 minutes left here in the first period. We've seen defense be key here, and the goalkeeping has been top-notch throughout the day so far. Bringing it up along the floor here. Mallory Pello was doing the work up top, now down low to Meg Ridley. She tries to fire that one off, Cheyenne Brandt. Brandt gets it back off the wall, 12 seconds left. Oh, what an interception. Picked on the move, and there's the contact. It's going to cost you. The Cannons will head to the penalty box. Mallory Pello with that hit.
Somebody's yelling for a penalty shot in the crowd. That's not going to happen. That was not a breakaway, but it was clear possession, clear check on the back. Mallory Pello looked up to the ceiling, I suspect in disappointment with herself. She knew. She was right up on the back, above the numbers even. So it will send Hamilton to the power play. And you can see the intensity for these teams going for this B championship. And that's one of the things Commissioner John Dalgleish was saying was when they reorganized the playoff format for provincials was that they wanted to give the teams in the bottom half of the standings something to play for down the stretch and not just have it all, because there's a gap between the top and bottom teams, and they're excited to have a chance for this B championship because it means a lot. Kingston, we talked about Peterborough being a new team. Kingston brand new this year.
And this is what it's about. You can't develop without the opportunities to develop. And to even just have that excitement, the energy, the adrenaline of a championship game. And this is exactly that, just on the B side, very evenly matched teams so far. Hamilton Bengals now on the power play. As they take it around the perimeter, catch the leg of a very fired up Kendall to Bobendong. And she even created some physical contact there to shake off the offense. Here comes the Bengals again. From distance right on in close. A good look from Harper Balance.
I thought that was Ryan Logan that took that one, but I think it was Ryan. And just great look, but again, the goaltending absolutely solid there between the pipes. Chloe Duet just standing her ground, and but we are starting to see some better scoring chances, which bodes well for somebody getting on the floor, on the scoreboard.
Bengals have the advantage, 5-on-4 here. Now just looking for that room and the movement to get there. It's going to be tricky. They've got to add that little extra step. There's a rip of a shot. What an effort by Desney. Check that on the Bengals, Ryan Logan. Now the Cannons have it. Not quite back at even strength just yet.
And Hamilton leaving a player up the floor.
Now working short-handed here, coming in close. Rolls off the stick. That was a close call.
And that's the one thing, when you leave a player up, Sarah Udding comes out to cover, that leaves a lot of room in this defensive zone that you've got to cover 4-on-3 rather than 5-on-4.
Now just trying to cut through Hunter Gibbons. Slicing and dicing on a shot. That bounces off. Great save there by Quinn. 2:40 left in the first period. Still looking for a first goal. These two teams want to win this B championship here. Closing in. The Bengals shut the door. It was Cheyenne Brandt trying to break through.
Kingston with another possession. They are just putting all kinds of pressure after Hamilton had seemed to control the flow for a stretch.
We are back to 5-on-5. Trying to cut through. That time a shot. They score! Mallory Pello lets it rip. And we're all kinds of fired up for the first goal.
And we were back to even strength, but it looked like Hamilton was still struggling to find their defensive set because that was a bit more space than they want to give Mallory Pello to shoot. She takes advantage. Nice job changing the plane, changing the head of the stick and dialing up a bit of a sidearm.
Mallory Pello scores the goal and now in the face-off circle. Coming up against Kiara Carinci.
Mallory Pello facing off with a warp. I'm not sure I've seen that before, using that type of permanent mesh stick for a face-off.
Pello with confidence now. Kingston up 1-0. Oh, slice and dice. Once again, that one saved oh so nice by Jessica Quinn. But
Veronica Laird racing in and just great subtle movement, right? The lateral movement to get by the two defenders on either side.
And just capitalizing on that quick movement. Because the Bengals have kind of been set at times. Still, Hamilton coming in, the black and gold. Spin move, Emery Borg. Great solo effort there by Borg.
Yeah, and Chrissy Martin Brinklow is going to go to the box. You can see her trying to get the check on. And Borg, what a job to make that move that actually caused Martin Brinklow to be kind of cross-checking at air, and then the air was interrupted by the side of Borg's head. So that will be a power play for Hamilton and a chance to tie things up.
Yeah, it is a running clock, so we're at 21 seconds left here in the opening frame. A chance here for Hamilton to potentially get the equalizer. They've got the extra attacker, but shorthanded. 11, 10 seconds, all alone. The Cannons come rolling in. And that's denied. A big-time stop there. But what a rush, what an effort by the Kingston Cannons and Sarah Utting.
Huge break for Utting, but a great save there by Quinn. Again, one of Canada's goalies for the World Championship. And we're going to take a look during the break at some of these women who are playing for their countries at the World Championship. We'll let you look at that, and we'll be back in about 2 minutes.
Welcome back. We're getting set for the second period of the B Championship between the Kingston Cannons and the Hamilton Bengals. And it is an early lead for the Cannons, 1-0. We'll see how they add to that or not in the second period, but truly the goalkeepers have been the story.
Fantastic at both ends, and that's Jessica Quinn and Chloe Duyette. And we were talking, these teams scored 16 goals between them in their games to get here, but they only gave up 3, and it's the defensive side that is coming to the fore so far.
Yeah, my apologies. I may have misidentified Chloe Duyette earlier in the game, but it has been Duyette in goal. And now, a little shovel shot rolls in. And Chloe Duyette is in the Kingston net.
And Jessica Quinn, the Hamilton netminder, trying to make the pass out there, and it just got away, so we're going to have a turnover. You see that sometimes when there's not much scoring, right? Teams are going to start to press, try and force the transition a bit. Didn't hate the decision. It was just not executed the way she was hoping, but she'll live to throw again.
Sarah Utting releasing that feed as she goes off to the bench, or tries to right now. Cannons, that shot.
Claire Johnson with a nice little fake, and I think she thought that Quinn wasn't ready for her to shoot on her offside with nobody around, trying to catch her off guard, but Quinn was all set.
Again, I want to mention that the Kingston Cannons goalkeeper is Chloe Duyette. Not give her enough credit in the first period. My apologies for that. As the Bengals take it around. Great defensive pressure. But no quit off the stick there of Duyette. But it was the Bengals. Good shot by Halle Berry. Now coming in quick, up close too. And delivered the boom a little bit too much in that one. So what a bounce.
Great give and go, trying to going behind the net, immediately coming back out from Kendall to Bobendung to get to Claire Johnston.
And Tababendung gets it back again. Yeah, Johnston now working, takes the shot, tries to, goes wide. 8 seconds left here for the Kingston Cannons. And that 1-0 lead, we have seen the teams, at least in the A semifinals, that was enough to get them through. They were able to shut out their opponents, but these two teams in their semifinal games really piled on the goals, poured them on.
Yeah, I don't think one goal is going to do it in this one.
The Bengals now just looking to cut through. Find a chance here. Jen Budrick was working down low just as quickly. We go the other way. She's on her own right in front. What a goal for the Cannons. Liv Smith hugging her teammate. So proud of their tandem effort. Veronica Laird, helping, assisting, and so patient with that pass.
Yeah, and that's Liv Smith getting the goal this effort, isn't it? Yeah. So Liv Smith.
Yeah, that was the assist.
Yes. Yeah, no, I heard
Laird,
you.
Yeah.
I heard you. That was a good assist, 22-11. So the double digits, the double numbers are working there. And what a job by Smith. But again, the great effort by Laird. And you were mentioning Chloe Duyette, and Katie Smith is the other goalie for Kingston. She created this team. I was talking earlier about how she just made this team happen. Here we go.
Just as fast, a solid stop by Jessica Quinn. And it's been tough. I mean, the Cannons are now just rolling, trying to find those lanes and those angles. And they'll just go for it again and again, getting those open looks there. Hunter Gibbons, she was one who let one go, gets the ball back there, fires it around. Gibbons again, cradling, takes it this time to the left, now back to center, working with her back to her. What a chance, so close.
Great hand save. Now we got some pushing and shoving
penalty
after.
Yeah, there was a penalty for sure. There was retaliation on that.
We'll see if they did wind up going both ways here, as there was some upsetedness after the initial contact, but it looks like it will be just a Kingston power play, so chance for them to extend this lead.
The frustrations bubbling over here. So
And
the
we've seen that, the
retaliation,
intensity, right? All weekend, all day.
absolutely. And the retaliation wasn't what was called.
Mhm.
It was the initial action. So the Kingston Cannon trying to get on the scoreboard, or rather extend their lead that they've already set in place 2-0. Now working around, cutting through. Oh, the 5-hole protected there by Jessica Vance.
How about that footwork by Hunter Gibbons combined with the stick work to fight her way through the middle of that penalty kill for the Bengals?
Hunter Gibbons has been tremendous so far for the Cannons, and we're not even halfway through the second period or halfway through this game. A big reach there. So it is a power play for Kingston.
Sarah Udding trying to make the outlet pass, and it was just a little bit high, which led to this turnover.
And there's that forecheck, just jumping on it as the Bengals, shorthanded, just want to get some opportunities to set up on the attack. Of course, they want to break through, and they could do just that. Vanjie Rose was carrying it down the near wall. Out to Megan Fox. Fox poised, looking for some space. Check that. It was Megan Fox who got it at the last pass.
And you mentioned Vanjie Rose. I just got to give her a shout out, the secretary and social media coordinator
Incredible.
for the league for, I believe, 8 years now. We're going to have a timeout taken by Kingston.
It's like they knew you wanted to talk more about
Right?
Vanjie Rose. We always want to give our flowers to everyone who's doing great work. And a league can never run without
No.
the hard work of people who are usually already quite invested
Yes.
in the game, in their time. And it's just wonderful to see.
And it is, again, a situation where a relatively new league, and a lot of people coming back to play, especially when the World Lacrosse Box Championship for Women was announced. A lot of women came back to the game. They're excited about that opportunity to represent their nation, go to a World Championship. It gave them something to look forward to. Brought a lot of women into this league and has really helped step up the level of play in a league that was already rising. I used to help coach the old Peterborough senior women's team in this league, and watching the difference in the level of play now and the level of play then, what you see is tremendous athleticism, but also the stick skills, the lacrosse IQ has grown because they're having so many more chances to play. Women's Arena Lacrosse League helps, more opportunities to play, and you just see the improvement in the level of play. It's fantastic.
It's as simple as that. You create the spaces and the opportunities, and the game grows, the skill level grows. We're seeing an incredible B Championship final. If you're just joining us, we are in Niagara-on-the-Lake. It is Kingston in the lead, 2-0 over Hamilton, and they are still on the power play, looking to get moving. We've yet to see a power play goal. Maybe that could change. Hunter Gibbons on the move. Down low, right there. Oh, behind the back. That would have been a beauty. What a quick release by Claire Johnston. She's been so good now, Hunter Gibbons.
Such a smooth release, hey? No big windup, nothing hidden about it, or nothing obvious about it, just flowing into it.
Oh, it was so stealthy. Not so stealthy, though, as we are back to even strength, coming out onto the floor for the Hamilton Bengals is Carinci.
Boy, we've talked about Hunter Gibbons in the offensive zone. Look at that forecheck all over Ryan Logan trying to get over center.
Now the Bengals really feeling the bite here of the Cannons, but now Hamilton, 10 seconds here to get going. Little too spaced out on the floor.
And that was a very Sarah Udding play right in front of us at center floor with that forecheck getting up. She is not the biggest player. She has a big heart, and she is such a tenacious worker. And you could see her getting into the grill of a bigger opponent.
Yeah, knowing where to be on the floor. Kendall to Bob and Dung set that up initially. And that is number 11, Liv Smith. Got the shot there.
I'm going to weigh in and say I do not like 11s that look like 7s. There are a handful of NLL teams that are the same thing, and you're like, is that 11, 17, or 77, or 71? What is that number?
I'm glad you're on my side on that one.
I am. I'm 100% behind you.
Now we know 77, or rather 11, is
Yes.
Liv Smith, who has a goal already in this game, a big one to make it 2-0 for the Cannons in this period. Now, working once again. Kingston, no quit, just keeping on the move. And that's where we see that elite level, just knowing how to space things out.
A little bit of shoving behind the play. That's going to result in the Cannons getting the ball back. And you get it if you're frustrated, if you're Hamilton, but you've got to show restraint.
And a good deflection there will force Kingston to run forward into their own end, and immediately out of the gates there is Megan Fox.
It's a pretty quick jump for Megan Fox off the bench.
Yeah, just rushing right up. Oh, trying to get her stick around, create that pressure. Claire Johnston unfazed, carrying the ball right into the attack zone. So fast. Oh, quick work by Gibbons. So Gibbons is just loves that point shot. Now another chance, this time more from the side as time expires.
You see, 2 of the 3 Kingston coaches were signaling for a reset. They're like, it got there in time. It did not get there in time. You're thinking with your heart there, fellas.
Steven Stamp will keep you honest, that's for sure. Sarah Utting looking for some help. She goes across the floor to Mallory Pello. Now inside, that was high reach there for Veronica Laird, who has an assist as well in this game.
That was looking dangerous. The pass was behind Laird. She reaches back to get it and just kind of used that stretch back to load up the shot and get a nice quick release off.
Hamilton calling for a timeout, so teams get 2 timeouts to use. They can only use 1 per period. So a good time for the Bengals to just check in here as we approach the 5-minute mark. 5:01 left in the second period.
Yeah, and what a competitive game. We were talking to John Dalglish, the commissioner, who's been commissioner since 2022, and he was mentioning this is going to be close. We expected the earlier results. Those weren't surprising based on the way the season has gone and all the teams have performed. We thought this would be close. It really feels to me like Kingston is getting a lot of pressure onto the Bengals, and it's making it hard for the Bengals to really find a rhythm and create chances.
And that's the thing. You feel like who is setting the tone here, Stephen, and the Cannons have really been the ones doing that so far. Now there's still time, of course, to change things here, and that's why the Bengals are having their moment. And just to catch you up, how these 2 teams arrived in the championship today. They both played earlier. Kingston taking on London. It was a 10-1 win. And then Hamilton taking on Mississauga, a 6-2 win. So, the Cannons, of course, having plenty of chances to get shots off and them actually hitting the back of the net in that first game.
And they get a couple of goals here today. And Kingston, I would say, has probably had 2 or 3 times as many quality chances, which sometimes, if you don't capitalize on them, it turns around the other way, and all of a sudden the other team's putting some balls in the net. So we'll see if Hamilton can get that kind of a swing of the pendulum to get themselves rolling here.
And walking to her net for the Cannons is Chloe Duyette. Chloe Duyette, who, funny, hasn't seen too much action, but sometimes the untested can be the difficult part. Whereas on the side, Jessica Quinn has faced some really tough shots her way. Plenty of action. The Bengals, they earned their way into this B championship. They're looking to break through. Just need to get on the board.
Great defensive play by Christy Martin-Brinklow as there was a Bengal cutting through the middle and just got on top of her stick and really disrupted the passing attempt.
You can tell Hunter Gibbons certainly a leader for Kingston, carrying it all on her own, all the way through, down close in contact there, trying to reach Quinn. Hamilton thought they could carry it away, but there's a fresh clock, and the Cannons are all set up. Back to Hunter Gibbons. She passes it near side this time. Solid defense, but right in front off the crest of Jessica Quinn. Into the near corner, a bit of a blind corner from where we are. The Cannons still in possession with plenty of time. Hunter Gibbons, what a shot. She'll take it from the side too.
That used to be the offside, right? If you're a lefty over on the righty's side, but now it seems like more common for players to take that rip and feel confident. That was a good low to mid shot there that Quinn had to be sharp on.
Just trying to change those angles. This is a great matchup so far. It is Kingston in the lead here, 2-0. Chance for the Bengals. Megan Fox plays it out. They'll trade places, setting up a screen. It's just wide, but you can hear that shot off the boards.
Vanjie Rose trying to track down the rebound off the backboards, but it got up and out of play, and here comes Utting into the offensive zone for Kingston.
Surveying the floor. She'll pass it over. 16
That's exactly
seconds.
the right word, surveying, because she's seeing, is there anything there that's going to work? There wasn't. She hands it off.
It's such a treat. You just see these masters at work. What a shot there again. Mallory Pello. She was the one that got things going for Kingston in the first period. That sound there is the 30-second clock, but also timed out well. Exactly 2.5 minutes left in the period.
And the periods are running time, 3:15 minutes, except for the last 3 minutes of the third period, if the score is within 5 goals.
That's why it's moving quickly, and there's a whistle.
It's a roughing call going to Christy Martin Brinklow. And there was a lot of back and forth jousting, and it obviously ascended to a level that was considered unacceptable.
Now,
oh, no, Martin Brinklow's going off. Sorry, it's actually the Hamilton player, Bridget Hamlin, who's going to the box.
It's okay, a bit of an optical illusion, Stephen, really. Player looks like she's rolling right there. Okay, so a Kingston Cannons power play, not what you want to see if you're a Bengals fan. However, neither team has been able to capitalize on the 5-on-4. See if they change that. Hunter Gibbons on the move. Just playing it over to Ashante Spaulding. Now Spaulding, oh, that gets taken away by Hamilton. They want to be quick here. Short-handed. Ryan Logan forced to just drop that ball.
Terrific work by Logan, who's been just a driving force.
Oh, that could have been the perfect breakaway, but what a quick defensive move by the Bengals to change the course of that story.
Veronica Laird couldn't believe that one got away from her.
I was just going to say, you can't leave Laird alone, but here comes another chance for the Cannons. Hunter Gibbons, oh, what a save by Jessica Quinn.
And again on the offside, and the way Hunter Gibbons finds that space, you can see, pulls the one defender up, sneaks by her, and gets the shot off before the second can come to her. It's just that innate sense of timing makes such a difference.
And just like that, we're in the final 30 seconds, or approaching the final 30 seconds. Clock still runs as it is. Words are being had. This does not benefit the Bengals. They are still looking for their first goal, and now they're set up on the attack, and that's stopped there by Chloe Duguette.
Don't get that shot with 18 seconds left in the period, and you just rip one from a bad angle. I don't really understand, because now you give Kingston a chance to come down and try to get a last shot.
Yeah, you give the Cannons some room to maneuver, and you don't want Mallory Pello to do exactly what she's doing here. Feeds it over, fired off, just like that. We'll cap the second period with a 2-0 lead now for Kingston. Bengals definitely want to look to regroup. They are fierce. They had some chances, but to be honest, Chloe Duguette kept quiet.
Outstanding, outstanding. I started to talk about Katie Smith. I don't think I got too far, but she is the other goalie for the Cannons, and she created this team. She's the one who said at the end of last year, went to John Dalglish, the commissioner, and said, hey, would we be able to put a team in Kingston? He's like, get the players to play, put in an application. I don't see why not. They had players from Kingston going everywhere. August Sazane, Whitby, which is a multi-hour drive each way to go to practices and things. And they were coming out of the woodwork to rejoin their former Kingston Crossfire minor teammates and get up playing with the Kingston Cannons. They've had a great first year. They hosted a league day, and it was outstanding. And on that day, Katie sat the first game because she was organizing everything. Threw in an interview with me for a story for Inside Lacrosse, Trial Indoor, and then went out and played their second game of the day. And I talked to her today. I said, are you starting? She said, no, Chloe. Chloe's in, and Katie has taken a bit of a break. But I think Katie's been a mentor to Chloe and to a lot of these players, and she is just an indefatigable presence and force for the game of lacrosse in
I'm
Kingston.
just smiling from ear to ear, because when I hear stories like this, Stephen, I just go, yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Women are amazing, and women who are driven, especially in sport, especially when they're still paving the way for everyone behind them to make the game more accessible, reachable, bigger goals, bigger platform. Everything. It's just great. And it does take a lot of work. So everything you described of like, I get chills, I get the smiles. It's just great to hear. It's great to see. And you know that these players are dedicated.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this game great. So they have one more period in regulation here. And it's just a 2-0 lead.
And we've seen things can turn pretty quickly. Hamilton, it feels like they need to be able to take a breath. Kingston is just all over them. The Bengals just don't seem to have time to set up. They have skill. They've got the quality of play. They just haven't had a chance to enact it. And it feels like they really just need to be able to get there and get set up. And one of the factors, I think, is Kingston's such a hard pressure on the forecheck. Hamilton's getting into the offensive zone with 15 or 18 seconds.
They have lots of time. Right? Lots of time to set up. So sticks are up. They're regrouping. They know what's on the line. And like, at the end of this, that's it for this year. And the winner gets the championship. But at the end of the day, you really took it as far as you could this weekend. And that is great for both these teams.
Yeah, and a lot of lacrosse for these teams over the course of the weekend. For 4 games so far, right? Because they played the 3 round robin games, and then they had to play in one of the semifinals in the B semifinals.
And we didn't even get a chance to mention that Hamilton and Kingston actually opened up their tournaments to each other. Right. Hamilton lost 3-1, so that was a very close contest there, a chance to potentially avenge that loss. But Hamilton's had some big wins, including an 8-5 defeat of London before another defeat over London today. In the face-off circle, we go. Mallory Pello for Kingston. But the ball gets scooped out. It is in the Bengals' defensive end. Jessica Quinn watching from her net. Great crowd here.
Hunter Gibbons, no surprise, carrying the ball here.
And now moving around. Pello with a shot. That's exactly where she set up her very first goal that got things going. And they'll pick it right back. Plenty of time for another shot on goal. Cheyenne Brandt. And now a chance, Hunter Gibbons. Out and over Brandt. And Peller. Setting up shop here early on. So now Hamilton just trying to find some room to breathe. Get their systems rolling. Jen Budrick has had some good looks. She's helping there. An immediate swarming of Vanjie Rose. Pressure from Utting. In silver for Kingston. Hamilton hangs on, but now just 6 seconds. Try to fire that one off.
Yeah, so much pressure again from Kingston, just eating up the time on Hamilton's shot clock. Heads up play there by Lauren Choi to just let that one roll. No need to pick up that ball as the 30 is expiring and get yourself under pressure. Just wait, you get the free start.
Yeah, you think 30 seconds sounds like a decent amount of time, but the Cannons have really been able to maximize that, slow it down too. Hamilton needing to figure that out here. They are only 2 goals away from tying this one up. A nice feed in right on the body there, but Hunter Gibbons certainly getting the volume of shots on Jessica Quinn. And that could have been a nice breakaway, but just a bit of a tough pass to collect. Chloe Duyette will settle that.
Second chance at that one. Looked like she had it, and then all of a sudden, Nicole Detralia on top of her and the ball bouncing around. And Chloe Duyette looks at the bench and points at herself and says, "Oh, that's me. I got it. I know I missed it. I got it. We're good."
Victoria Verhaeg was carrying it initially, but that was for the Bengals, and now the Kingston Cannons looking to fire one off again. Just to try to
trying to beat the 30-second clock and trying to get a reset. Hunter Gibbons quite wide with the shot under a bit of duress from the shot clock, but a 30-second clock ticking away is not the enemy of the Cannons right now.
And for those who are familiar with box lacrosse, you can imagine it is quite warm in this building right now. It has also been, this is the 3rd game of the day in this venue. So it is cooking. You can feel it as well. I'm sure the athletes do. Hamilton. Inside feed. Oh, that one could have been a nifty one, but Duyette stands tall.
And Sarah McNeil just being a wrecking ball for the Cannons out there. She runs over one Hamilton forward and then goes over and is getting on top of the other. But we are going to get a penalty to Kingston. And it will be McNeil an interference call.
All right, so that gives the Bengals a power play. They've had their chances on the advantage. Neither side has been able to capitalize on the power play so far. Those 2 goals for the Cannons, both at even strength. And up. Oh, just trying to keep away. What a shot. It was a hard release there and then picked up right away by Jenica Webster. Another chance. She scores! That'll do. A massive power play goal for the Bengals. And Jenica Webster showcasing her strength.
We were just talking about how she was going in, getting the loose ball. The hard work is rewarded in a great look and just tucks it by the shoulder. And such a quick first step to come out of the corner. The change of direction was outstanding. And you've been right on top of the power plays today. Is that the first power play goal of the day?
It is at least from the A semifinals into this. So in this barn, yes, our first power play marker, and it was a big one there. They've now cut that lead in half. Of course, Pello wants to restore it for the Cannons. And she's got Claire Johnston with her to do it. Coming in, going cross crease, or at least looking for that opportunity. They're
Great
so
look
good.
from Pello, but just a little wide.
Yeah. They love cutting off the angles, but the Bengals now, they've got to roll with this momentum that they've developed. Nicole DeTralia was carrying the ball far side.
Love the transition defense from Hunter Gibbons.
Oh, that's got to sting, though. When you're ready for the release and it's stripped, Vanjie Rose was all dialed in. Still a chance here for the Bengals, but the clock winding down, 4 seconds only, and they're pushed along the far wall. They will not be able to get the shot off in time.
Down to the final 9.5 here, and what a battle. That goal by Hamilton has just re-energized the Bengals. We're going to have a timeout taken.
A smart play for the timeout.
I think it's just a goalie timeout.
Okay.
Well,
goalies need a little break.
You got to let them have water. If you think we're warm, try throwing on about 40 pounds of stinky, sweaty gear. I've played net
might not
once.
Be stinky.
Well, the gear I'm familiar with was stinky. I
played
fair, net once.
Both of these teams have played a game already today, so I think that's a fair assessment.
4 for the weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of lacrosse, but Jessica Quinn in net for Hamilton, and Chloe Duyette, who's been tremendous, and that's just first goal, of course, that she let in, and it did come shorthanded, right, for the Cannons. They were down a player.
And the immediate forecheck pressure is going to get the ball back to the Bengals. They're going to see if they can continue to build on that momentum.
This is the time to pounce when you've got this sway. And for the first 2 periods, it definitely felt tilted, that there was a lot more pressure on the Bengals, especially the shots faced by Jessica Quinn.
We talked about it. If you don't take your chances, take advantage, it can turn the other way. And Hamilton definitely looking like they've got much more zing in this game.
You know who has zing is Sarah Utting, and she's looking for that pass. Gets it off to Pello.
She's a beauty. They're one of the great families in lacrosse, the Uttings. Just, I'm sure a bunch of them are watching. Hi to all of you. Just look forward to seeing them all again.
Hunter Gibbons. Her shot just wide, so no reset there for the Cannons, but we're now 8.5 minutes to go until the end of regulation. A B championship on the line, and this has been a treat. 2 very evenly matched teams.
I feel like that pass from Megan Fox under some duress. There's a shot up, flicking it underhand through the crease to her teammate. Maybe a little risky, but it worked.
Oh, but you got to love to see the goalkeeper step out, lay the body a bit. Chloe Duyette, that's the second or third time she's done that just to create that space back behind the net. But it's Bengals 25 seconds, a good setup for Hamilton as they look to pass it around. Chase is on and scooped out of the air, the Cannons with the turnover.
Allison Smith comes away with it, and sometimes once you miss the ball the first time, it seems harder and harder to get hold of.
Absolutely.
It's just trying to get away from you.
Just feels like it's just out of reach.
Yeah.
Still, we're back in the Kingston end. As Veronica Verhaeg, she makes the pass there. Drops off, she's going to the bench. 15 seconds. That shot fired wide.
Everything kind of ground to a halt there. It's like Kingston was just sitting back, and Jem Boudreau looked like she couldn't quite believe they were giving her that shot.
Yeah, a little bit of hesitancy. Great matchup so far, Kingston. They definitely had majority of control through the first 2 periods. Now cutting through again. Oh! Splitting the D. Jessica Quinn with a great stop there.
And Claire Johnston, again, just such a great job offensively. So quick. She and Hunter Gibbons, the two of them running around, I'm not sure how you stay with them both.
I know. It's a clinic. We're really seeing just great footwork as well, patience, and that good matchup. What a chance. Oh! Does it go through? No, it's waved off. They thought it was a very emphatic
Roger Nurse was absolutely clear. He saw that was no goal. We could pretty much hear him from up here, even though all the fans were yelling. Great crowd here again at the
You got to celebrate if you think you've got the equalizer, and that's exactly what that would have been. Now less than 6 minutes until the end of regulation. Kingston Cannons came out fast. They had a 2-0 lead established in the second period.
Great job by Cheyenne Brandt to keep it out of the bench.
Oh, what a great play. Dislodged and now on the move. Victoria Verhaeg. She's on her own, but she's pushed off of it by Hunter Gibbons. That is what Gibbons does. This is my space. Still a great effort by the Bengals. Quick in transition. Cannons jumping on it. And they are so good at this, Stephen. You've talked about it, just chewing up the clock.
Yeah. Great job racing onto it to get that loose ball. Here comes Harper Balance.
5 minutes left in the third period. This is it. The Kingston Cannons, if they hold on to a lead, they go home. The B champions on a big weekend. Now, driving through, quick release off the body of Quinn. Can they scoop up the rebound? Bengals are fighting for it. Oh, Kingston does. They're back at it. Pello with the release. That one just wide.
Johnston reached into the crease. Not allowed to do that to go get the ball. He was trying to get there before it got back in there, but just over the line.
Less than 4.5 minutes to go here. And Kingston, they'll pass it up. Great work and vision with a fast shot. Jessica Vance has been so good protecting the 5-hole.
Haley Berry with the pressure to force that shot to be a little off the mark. That was a tricky one between the pipes there for Chloe Diet. Very close to a back end, just avoiding the crease was Liv Smith.
Kingston, Lauren Choi had a touch on the ball and then passed it off. Mallory Pello, she's had plenty of time on the floor, plays lots of minutes for her team. Hunter Gibbons. As the time winds down, Gibbons with the shot. Turned aside off the stick of Quinn. And the Bengals, time is not on their side here. They got to look for the equalizer, but a penalty is on the way. Delayed penalty right now. Bengals, and they've pulled their goaltender at 6-on-5. And with that touch, so the Bengals will be going on a power play.
Don't mind that shot, though, from Ryan Logan. Had a good angle to get that shot off. You don't need to wait for the extra attacker if you have an opportunity, especially with a good chance to tie the game. We are at 3 minutes to go, so we have hit stop time. I'll just fix the clock here.
So exactly 3 minutes. I mean, you can't script this kind of stuff. It's just the way that the whistle worked there. Exactly 3 minutes. Hamilton knows the kind of gift it's been given here. A power play. They were able to score the last time they were 5-on-4. Can they do it again to tie things up? This crowd is already on the edge of their seats. And they'll get to work right away. Black and yellow, big time shot there by Jenica Webster, who got the first goal on the power play for the Bengals earlier
nice double
this period.
steal to create that scoring lane, shooting lane.
Passing it out to Ryan Logan. She'll send it far side back again, just creating spaces, looking to set up some screens. Just a bit high.
You can see Logan and Fox both coming to set screens for Webster.
Oh.
She gets a shot there, but they're consistently coming across floor to try and set up that chance for Webster.
And a solid stop by Chloe Duyette, and this allows a shorthanded Kingston Cannon, Claire Johnston, to once again hog the time, settle back. You've got the lead right now, and you're shorthanded.
5 on the shot clock.
Oh, that one. Incredible effort there. You love to see it. Cheyenne Brandt coming in across right in front of the crease.
Brandt trying to basically a tennis racket shot there and didn't quite get her stick on it.
The timing was oh so close. So you know they've been working on that one. We're in the final minute 30. Bengals need to bite here. They've got to strike hard. But Chloe Duyette says, not today, not on my watch.
Utting fighting through the pick to try to get out and may have influenced Webster. She took that shot.
And so we approach the final minute, and Kingston hanging on to a 2-1 lead here. Pello, she got things settled. She was calling for it. Quick stick there. We've got an interference call.
That is a tough break for the Bengals. I mean, you've got to be aggressive. You got to get out and try and get that ball back. But you step just a little bit over the line, and you're going to be going to the sin bin for, 55 seconds or less.
Kylie McDonald. Now, sometimes being shorthanded can work to your favor if you're able to be aggressive on that kill, but definitely not the way you want things to go when you have just a 1-goal deficit to tie things up.
We've talked about the risk reward of pushing the pace. Hamilton now, with less than a minute to go, shorthanded, you've got to feel free to have your top 2 defenders leak out. If there's going to be a shot, take off up the floor, because you know the power play is thinking about staying in. Sometimes it takes them a bit to react and get back with somebody running the floor. Maybe you get a chance. Maybe Jessica Quinn can airmail a ball the length of the floor and create a scoring opportunity in transition.
When these two teams met Friday, it was a 3-1 win for Kingston over Hamilton. Right now, the Cannons again with a lead over the Bengals, but just 2-1. And anything can happen in lacrosse. It has been a very back-and-forth matchup, especially here in the third period. The Cannons definitely set the tempo and the pace earlier in the game.
Yeah, Hamilton probably had slightly the better of the play, run of the play here in the third, but they are now down a player with just 55 seconds left. They go to the diamond formation, putting Victoria Verhaeg up at the top, and she is obviously the one they are hoping to spring for this opportunity. Kingston not in a rush to get rolling.
And you know the Cannons are going to put out Claire Johnson and Mallory Pello, who are trading things back and forth. There's Hunter Gibbons. We've been saying their names the entire game. They've been leading this Kingston team. Veronica Laird as well had a great back and forth with Liv Smith to get that second goal, which could stand as the game winner right now. It is Kingston on the power play. Pello pushing it. Gets the shot off, back out. to Claire Johnston, and time is winding down. Final 20 seconds of this B championship game, and they will hold. Hunter Gibbons, sure, I'll let you follow me around.
I don't envy anyone having to try and track down Hunter Gibbons. She'll go back behind her own net, and time will tick away. Huge loose ball on the rebound by Claire Johnston with 30 seconds left meant they could just run it out.
And just like that, they ran away with the B championship win at the end of the game, but it was a close one as the Hamilton Bengals were able to capitalize on the power play, but could not get the equalizer to push for more. A 2-1 win, a massive victory for the Kingston Cannons, who are now your B champions. And what a way to end the weekend, Stephen.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they were hoping for these teams that were a bit further down the standings, was a chance to go for something, finish on a positive note. And they did. I would say it's a pretty positive note for Hamilton as well, with the terrific effort they put in, battling back, almost getting it tied up, having some chances. We're going to have the Player of the Game awards, and I don't know, do you have any bets?
Oh, again, though, a great showing by the goalkeepers, and they've certainly been the biggest awarded. But overall, you've got to think of the play, especially on the Cannon side, of people like Mallory Pello, Hunter Gibbons.
Oh.
It's been incredible, but you could also look at players like Veronica Laird, who is, just difference makers for that team. And then on the Bengals side, it's easy to look at the goal getter, as I like to call her, but it really was Jenica Webster who drove a lot of the offense in those good looks. I'm not here to guess. I'm just here to witness. And overall, an incredible game between these two teams.
I'd say Ryan Logan also for Hamilton.
Exactly, yes.
Terrific game all over the floor. We will have the presentation of the Player of the Game awards, and then the B Championship trophy. John Dalglish, the commissioner, is down on the floor.
Yeah, and he's wearing a blue collared shirt. The officials also shaking hands there. And I want to once again say, earlier in the game, Chloe Duyette, I may have misidentified you, and I just want to make sure that you know we have been saying your name because you were incredible. You helped your team to a 2-1 win in net, considering especially that in the first and second periods, you were not as tested as Jessica Quinn was for the Bengals. So just an incredible effort from both teams.
We're going to start with the Player of the Game awards. I want to stay on for a moment after just to tell you a little story that John Dalglish told me about a Player of the Game award, but we'll let them do this first.
Come on, that's fantastic. All right.
There you go.
My initial guess remains the same. So Chloe Duyette in the silver for the Kingston Cannons, the B champions. And then there goes Jessica Quinn, who certainly made a great run. Love a good goalie hug.
Yeah. I'll squeeze in a Mequan Tulpin for the Grand River Attack. Was a Player of the Game for Grand River in a game against a team, and she scored a beautiful behind-the-back goal on the goalie. She and the other team's goalie were the players of the game for the award. They go up, they get the miniature sticks that they're getting, and as they have them, Mequan does a little behind-the-back with her little stick.
Oh, well, I'm sure the goalie loved that.
Apparently, they're all actually laughing about it even hours later.
That's pretty good.
So Katie Smith will get to present this award. We talked about how much she's put in to this team, to this league.
Oh, so happy, so excited.
Katie has jumped in with Ireland or the Team Arrow, and they've needed some players to fill out some rosters. And you hear how much her teammates love her.
And there, the Kingston Cannons, they raise the trophy up high, the B champions of the 2024 Women's Major Series Lacrosse Provincials. Of course, that means we have just one game left, Stephen, and that is the A Championship, the provincial title on the line.
Whitby and Arthur, we are expecting a tremendous battle. That's in 55 minutes. So, Daniela, we are going to be back. We're going to take a little break. You all take a break. Make sure you come back and join us for what should be a great wrap-up for this game, this tournament.